Mercedes, well, I'm not gonna lie, they are in huge trouble. We're talking plunging profits, dealerships packed with unsold cars, and $1 billion bet on electric vehicles that's falling apart faster than anyone could have imagined. So what is so wrong? And is this the end of the road for the brand that defined elegance, or can they turn it around before it's too late? Let's get into it. Okay, and real quick, have you ever pictured yourself sliding behind the wheel of a supercar, hearing the engine roar, and feeling all eyes on you? Well, guess what? The Ideal Collective right now is your new home for automotive dreams. And yes, signing up to win an Ideal car is completely free. Join today for your chance to win the very first Ideal car that we are giving away, like this one. Links in the pinned first comment down below. Go sign up, spots are limited, and enjoy the rest of the show. Okay. Let's start off with the bombshell. Mercedes-Benz, the name synonymous with class and sophistication, well, they've hit a wall hard. Their latest financial report reveals a steep drop in profit margins from a healthy 10% just a year ago to a precarious 4.7% right now. That's not just a dip, that's an industry earthquake. And it's not just bad news for Mercedes. When a giant like this stumbles, the entire luxury car market feels the aftershocks. Competitors, dealerships, and even buyers like you and me are all bracing for what's next. Last year, Mercedes-Benz electric car sales dropped by 17% to 93,400 units, contributing to an overall 6% decrease in total sales to 960,000 vehicles worldwide. This shows just how widespread the issue has become for the company. So, why is this even happening? Well, the culprit seems to be a series of bold but unfortunately flawed decisions, especially around their push into electric vehicles. Sounds like a broken record, doesn't it? And the fallout isn't limited to profit margins. The brand's reputation, dealerships, and longtime customers are all caught up in the crossfire. So, let's break it down. If there was one thing that Mercedes-Benz was banking on to lead them into the future, it was their EQ series. Yeah, these are their electric vehicles, and the EQB, and they were supposed to be the pinnacle of luxury in the EV world. Billions and billions were poured into development, resulting in sleek designs, advanced tech, and promises of sustainability. But here's the kicker, as there always is on a football team. They just are not selling. Many unsold EQ models have been sitting on dealership lots for over 500 days. That is over a year, and almost a year and a half. I mean, imagine walking past the same shiny, untouched Mercedes for nearly 2 years. This is something Mercedes hasn't dealt with in a very long time, or maybe even ever. Now, the biggest issue, it's definitely price. The flagship EQS starts at $105,000. You could buy a house in middle America for that. And while that's not normal for ultra luxury cars, even wealthy buyers are saying, no thanks. Why? Because competitors like Tesla and Lucid offer a much better product for the same price, or even less. And the folks that can afford a 6-figure luxury car like that, well, they're just gonna buy the gas-powered S-Class that costs like 10 grand more anyway. And that thing is a beaut, but gets hit with the depreciation stick real hard. Plus, let's not forget the overarching matter of range anxiety when it comes to EVs. Consumers are and always have been hesitant to commit when the charging infrastructure isn't that robust. And not only do reports indicate that Mercedes-Benz EQ models have been slow to sell, additionally, competitors like BMW reported a 34% rise in battery electric vehicle sales, reaching around 180,000 cars in the first half of last year, surpassing Mercedes-Benz in the premium EV segment. And that has to hurt. This means Mercedes-Benz isn't just suffering a segment-wide issue, there's something about their specific lineup that isn't really working. This isn't just about unsold cars, it's about how Mercedes miscalculated what buyers actually wanted. They're learning the hard way that luxury without value, it's a very tough sell. And I love Mercedes-Benz as a company, but I gotta say, I sat in an EQ product recently in the Seattle Auto Show and, well, let's just say that the Nissan Armada was the comfiest and nicest vehicle I sat in that day. Not great. Now, while Mercedes is struggling to move its EQ models, competitors are seizing the opportunity. Tesla, for example, believe it or not, has become the go-to brand for electric vehicles, even with all the chaos. With their Model 3 and Model Y, they've managed to blend genuinely innovative technology with a price point that appeals to the masses. And it's not just Tesla though. Rivian is making waves in the electric utility segment, while Lucid Motors is positioning itself as a direct competitor with high-performance luxury EVs. And let's not overlook global competition. Chinese brands like BYD and NIO are dominating their local markets with affordable feature-packed EVs. Mercedes' European-centric designs and high prices just don't resonate in regions where practicality and affordability rule. Meanwhile, traditional rivals like BMW and Audi are hedging their bets, continuing to invest in both electric and combustion engine vehicles. In China, Mercedes-Benz experienced a 13% decline in sales from July to September of last year, while local brands like BYD and Tesla saw significant growth. This underscores how Mercedes' global strategy is failing to address specific market needs. The more balanced approaches are paying off, leaving Mercedes-Benz scrambling to catch up. And as we all know, with Mercedes, BMW, Audi, dealerships are the backbone of, well, Mercedes-Benz, but right now they're cracking under the pressure. Unsold EQ models and other high-priced vehicles are clogging dealership lots. To clear inventory, dealerships are offering steep discounts, which eats into the profit margins and tarnishes the exclusivity of the brand. And it's not just about money. Maintaining these unused cars, keeping them showroom ready, is a logistical nightmare. Sales staff are struggling to convince buyers to pay premium prices for vehicles that seem perpetually discounted. Kind of reminds me of Stellantis. Anyways, dealerships are fed up and calling for a more realistic production strategy. After all, they're on the front lines. When they suffer, the whole brand takes a hit. Many dealerships are growing increasingly vocal, demanding that Mercedes-Benz adjusts its production quotas and provides better incentives. And even some smaller dealerships are shutting their doors, unable to weather the storm of overproduction. So why aren't consumers biting on these big, tasty EQs? Well, two words: price and infrastructure. Electric vehicles, they're expensive, and Mercedes-Benz luxury EVs are at the top end of that scale. Even for buyers who can afford them, the value just isn't there when brands like Tesla offer similar features at lower costs. And of course, a Tesla Model S will not give you the build quality of an EQS, but the value tech, supercharging network, the EV experience with the Tesla as a whole, it's just a better experience overall. I mean, it's not really a difficult choice in this current market. Now, Mercedes-Benz does plan to integrate Tesla's supercharger network into its EVs starting this year, aiming to enhance charging infrastructure and appeal to potential buyers. But if they can't remedy buyers' hesitancies over the premium pricing of luxury EVs, it could turn out to be especially problematic for Mercedes, given its already limited market share in the EV segment. So, the big question, is it too late? Well, not necessarily. Like I said, they've already announced plans to integrate Tesla's supercharger network into their EVs, which could solve some infrastructure concerns. And they're also hinting at a shift towards more affordable electric models. But this needs to happen fast, like yesterday fast. Competitors aren't waiting around, and neither are consumers. Mercedes-Benz also needs to rebuild its relationships with dealerships. Offering better incentives, aligning production with demand, and improving market strategies could go a long way in repairing trust. Most importantly, though, they need to innovate, not just in terms of technology, but also in how they define luxury in a rapid changing market. I personally would push Mercedes towards a Lucid type model, design something that is striking and beautiful and outperforms other EVs in performance testing, range, and user interface, and make sure everybody knows it's through a good marketing campaign. But instead, they seem to have attached a 3-point star and a nice interior on a middle-of-the-road EV and then charged over $100,000 for it and just called it a day. Where's my lemonade? The day's done. So what does that mean for you and me? For starters, car prices are climbing across the board, and it's not just luxury vehicles. With fewer people able to afford new cars, demand for used cars is skyrocketing, pushing prices even higher. It's a tough market out there, whether you're shopping for a high-end sedan or a second-hand SUV. So, for those considering an EV, Mercedes-Benz's struggles highlight the importance of doing your homework. Look for brands that balance innovation with value and ensure that the charging infrastructure in your area, well, it meets your needs. And if you're holding off on buying altogether, well, you're not alone. Many buyers are waiting for prices to stabilize before making their move. So, Mercedes-Benz is at this weird crossroads. Their missteps have shaken the luxury car market, but they're not out of the game yet. With the right strategy, they could reclaim their position as a leader in luxury and innovation. They've done it in the past with gas-powered cars, and they just need it to click with EVs now, and we're genuinely rooting for them. But Time is running out and competitors are ready to pounce. As buyers, we hold more power than ever to shape the future of the industry. So, what do you think? Can Mercedes-Benz bounce back, or is this the beginning of the end for the iconic brand? Let us know in the comments down below. And also, just let me know, do you guys love Mercedes-Benz? Because I personally do, but would you rather have that over a BMW or Audi, especially if it was an EV? I want to see all the comments in the comment section. I want the good, the bad, the ugly, and I will be down there hanging out with you guys. Also, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, well, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. We'll catch you next week, and promise me one thing, keep living the Ideal lifestyle.